Okay, today's video is unscripted, and I want to talk about the M1 MacBook Pro, which is my older machine. Currently I'm using an M1 Max, but recently I've been on and off switching between using the M1 Max, the 16-inch, to using my 13-inch M1 MacBook Pro, which came out almost 4 years ago. And it's a very weird experience because here's the story. When I first entered university about 7 years ago, I was entering my Mac ecosystem and I bought the 2017 MacBook Pro. So it's like I enter a new world of performance. But after I entered university, my demands for power grew. And within the time frame of 2 years, my Intel Mac, it overheats, it has a lot of problems, battery was having some issues, it runs out really fast like a window machine. There were a lot of problems within a time frame of 2 years. So in late 2021, I bought the M1 MacBook Pro. I was fully amazed with the crazy improvement I got from the M1 MacBook Pro. And back then, I was also doing designing work for clients. I joined a lot of social organizations, so I have to do so many more tasks, multitasking and all of that. And my 2020 M1 MacBook Pro kills everything. Basically, it just num all the tasks with zero issue. In terms of the normal task a university student demands, it basically excels in all of those tasks. But then the M1 Pro, the M1 Mac was released, and later on the M2, the M3, the M4 is to come very soon as well. So it's been about 4 years since the initial launch of the M1 MacBook Pro. And today, if we were to compare my experience to when I first entered university, I would imagine my M1 MacBook Pro to be very outdated, because remember what I told you earlier? 2 years after using the Intel Mac that I just bought in 2017, and then in 2019, 2020, it slowed down rapidly. Very bad, very bad. Cannot do anything with it. I had to wait for the beach ball of death to finish its rolling, and then I can do my task. So it was very grueling. But what amazes me is that in 2024, despite it being 4 years later, the M1 MacBook Pro, till this day, still excels in all of those tasks. And it makes me wonder, what would happen if it comes out earlier? What would happen if I were to have my hands on it and actually use it from my freshman year? Would I be able to be more productive? I would imagine myself being super happy. And I would imagine it being used even till this day because of the crazy efficiency. I haven't even changed the battery on my M1 MacBook Pro. Still have these old coating on it, but it still works amazingly well. Final Cut Pro, Affinity Designer, literally all of those, I would say, power demanding software or application, it just do all of that very efficiently and effectively as well. And it's very light. It's a 13-inch device, so I can bring it with me. I can use it on my lap, which in contrast to my 16-inch M1 Max, it's not very doable. But here's what I'm trying to say. I have recently seen a lot of discussions and people who are raising their concerns on which machine to buy, and they issue concerns regarding pricing, which is something that I also face, because when I bought my first MacBook Pro, when I entered university, it was not my money. I have to go into debt to buy it because I want to be a designer, I want to be a videographer. So I thought back then that Mac is a very productive ecosystem, which is why I got into it, but it was very pricey. But then with the M1 Mac, I was able to earn money, so I spent nearly all of my saving to buy the M1 Mac. And now with the M1 Max MacBook Pro, I have my own stable source of income, so I was able to afford that. There were a lot of discussion on, oh, I do not have enough money, I want the M2 Pro, I want the M3 Pro, I want the M2 Max, the M3 Max. So it got me thinking that, do we really need all of those machines? I mean, I've seen a lot of YouTubers who are moving back to the M1 Max, and some people even use the M1 MacBook Air, even in 2024. So why would a lot of people need the tremendous power that exists in, let's say, an M3 Max or M3 Pro that costs a lot of money, when we can buy what Apple has, I would say, innovate and in this silicon of M1, and why don't we utilize that power and then earn money along the way to be able to afford better stuff. And like what I said in the past video, the latest technology is not always the greatest. Tech is advancing slowly, but when we see a technological leap, just like how Apple did, jumping from Intel to Apple Silicon, that is a new starting point. And it's very hard to go beyond that new leap of technological advancement. And in my experience, Apple has not been able to find that ground to go to another level, which is why even till this day, M1 Mac is still very usable. A lot of tech YouTubers, content creators who edit videos, make videos for a living, they still use the M1 Macbook Pro or the M1 Max MacBook Pro. And plus, they are on a massive discount. Literally a lot of values for money. And I would imagine that if I were a high school student or a university student back then, buying an $800 machine for that amount of values, and to a certain extent, M1 Max for $1,500 in some cases used, that would be crazy values, and I would be able to do so much more works and get my work turnover very quickly, which means more incomes for myself as well. Basically, the possibility is endless, and I would say that, again, the latest is not always the greatest. So yeah, that is my entire opinion and my experience having been using the M1 MacBook Pro for the past, I would say, on and off 2 or 3 months. It's still an amazing machine, and I definitely can imagine the M1 MacBook Air also being a great machine as well. So yeah. What about you guys? What do you think? Any M1 MacBook Pro users here? Maybe you can share your thoughts. And if you want to know my opinion on the M1 Max, well, it's just great. It's a crazy machine. There's no need for me to mention that. And I don't even imagine myself upgrading to M4 or even M5 Max. Even if I have the money for it, I wouldn't want to upgrade, because my M1 Max right now is a perfect machine for me to do my everyday task. So yeah, that is my opinion. Very, I would say, raw. There's no scripting in this video. I just want to express my opinion. So yeah, how about you guys? Maybe you can share your thoughts below as well. And with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I will see you all in the next one. Thanks, goodbye, and peace.